I want to talk a little bit about how chems work in the brain and what they can do to us, because it's really kind of hard to understand. But one way to go, if you imagine a bathtub, okay, a bathtub that sits in your brain, and in an ideal world, it's full to the brim of neurochemicals, things like serotonin and dopamine, and all the things that we need to have, appropriate emotional responses to things, and to fathom the world around us. Right now my bathtub is full because I'm not bereaved. I'm not in bereavement. No one's died recently, unfortunately. I'm not depressed, and I haven't done any chems, so my bathtub is full. It helps me have appropriate emotional responses to things. So, for instance, if that light bulb over there was going to just explode randomly for no reason, I would have an appropriate emotional response to that. I think fear would be an appropriate emotional response, but it would be measured. So I'd be fearful, but I would also think, yikes, am I in danger? What do I do? Do I turn off the light? If anyone else is in the room, are you okay? And what can I do to help? So it would be an appropriate emotional response, and being able to fathom the objective landscape around me, objectively. That's what my bathtub does. And if something comes up on my Facebook or on my computer about, let's say it's a movie or a play or a film screening or a theatre thing, I can feel enthusiasm about it. I can not only just remember it well, but have emotional recall, which means I can actually recall the same emotion that I had last time I did it and feel it now, which helps me to sort of remember it well. And I might be enthused to see it, really enthusiastic to go to this museum or to go and see this gallery. And if also, because I'm functioning well and I have a full bathtub, I'll remember that Sally enjoys doing those things, and I haven't seen Sally in ages, but I'm not going to feel embarrassed to call her. I'm just going to give her a call and say, come and do this thing with me, very confidently. And if there's things going on in my life, like debts or a relationship breakup or something like that I have to deal with, something emotional that I have to deal with, it's tough, but I can handle it because my full bathtub helps me to handle it. That's what a full bathtub does. Now when you do but heroin, ecstasy, MDMA, cocaine, heroin, if I didn't say it, alcohol, these drugs affect our bathtub to a degree. It's a bit like someone gets our bathtub and shakes the shit out of it, and it gets all choppy, and liquid spills out the side, and it empties a little bit. And of course that impacts your ability to do all of those things. When you do crystal meth and methadone, those two drugs in particular, they work quite differently on the receptors in our brain, quite differently. So it's not like someone shaking the bathtub, it's more like someone pulling the plug and it just emptying completely. That's why we can be so devastated in the come downs from these things, but also why the joy from those drugs is so high and so good. So that empty bathtub, it takes 6 weeks at best to return to normal. I know sometimes after 2 or 3 weeks we feel fine, like, yeah, the come down's over, I feel fine, I'm back to myself, but scientifically speaking, it takes about 6 weeks to refill. So when someone's bathtub is only about half full, like they haven't done chems for 2 or 3 weeks, and they're feeling fine, they bounce back and they're okay. But this is what it's like. So if that light bulb was going to explode after my bathtub was 2 or 3 weeks refilled, I would have an inappropriate emotional response. How does that affect me? Sorry for the drama. And completely forget to check if someone else in the room is okay. Are you okay? And so it would be not very objective. It would be an inappropriate emotional response to that. And if something comes up on my Facebook, like an art gallery or a play, I'm not interested. I need greater stimulation than that. I can't do the emotional recall that is required to remember the enjoyment as I enjoyed it. And I think, that's for losers, it's not for me, because I need greater stimulation. I need drugs or sex or chocolate or sugar, or I need greater stimulation. That's what I'm used to from the drugs, and my bathtub is empty, and that's what I need to feel enjoyment. So I'm going to say no to that. And of course, if you're dealing with something like, if you're dealing with a bereavement mistake or a relationship breakup or debt problems or something like that, which is quite hard, it's really, really hard to manage that. It's like overwhelming, and you can dig yourself into a deeper hole sometimes. And so it is sometimes really good just to take a 6-week break from time, because at 6 weeks, we're at our brilliant best. It's when you can seize opportunities. It's when your real imagination and your ability to connect this dot with that dot is like on fire. And a lot of us don't give ourselves the opportunity to be at our 6-week full bathtub best. And we're just, well, if it's you, I think what I'm saying is you deserve to be at your best. I hate to think of any of my gay brothers going through life only at half bathtub full, when I know what the potential of, I know what your potential is, I know what you can be, I know how hard gay life can be too, and how hard gay sex can be, and I want you to be at your best. I want you to thrive. I want you to thrive. I don't care what your age is. If the next decade of your life must not be slowing down, retirement, or coasting. They must be your most brilliant. They must be. So I really, really want all of my gay brothers to have this understanding of taking a 6-week break and allowing our bathtubs to refill and to stay filled for a period of time, because life is hard, and I want you to thrive and be happy and be your best, and I want your potential to come to fruition. I really do.